Alrighty, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Relentless Racing League, presented by Ancient One Gaming. Tonight we got the Telsman Xfinity Series last race here in a round of 12. You see the points up there on the board. Brandon Schaefer with that win last week has based himself in the round of 8. Brandon Banks, even with the problems, he's still 17 points above the cut line. You see the rest of the points shape out. Keep a close eye on that cut line. Nathan Penley, dominant driver all season long. He's only 5 above going in here tonight. Problems early on could end a playoff run for that number 8 machine of Penley. Dewsbury, another guy who's had a solid season. He's 5 below the cut line. Sean Pointer, who's had a solid season as well. He's 8 below. I wouldn't say Sean's in must-win territory, but he's going to need some stage points and some bonus points to help out. 8 points is hard to make up, especially on the 2 drivers ahead of him that he'll be competing with, Collier and Penley. And speaking of Ethan Collier, this man has been on fire this postseason. Had to win his way in at Talladega. Got the win there. A solid run so far here in the playoff for that 45 machine, looking to make his way into the round 8. And he might be a sneaker and making it into round 4 if he keeps these runs he's having up. We got qualifying going underway. I got Mr. Ricky Booby and Tony Frayne here. What is going on, guys?
What's up, man?
What is going on? Hey, so I don't know if you guys heard what I was saying, but what are your guys' expectations coming here with Sean being below and Nathan being right above? Do you see anyone getting bumped out? If so, who?
I think it's gonna be pretty status quo. The only thing that might change would be should we get one of our guys wrecked out early. It's gonna be a tough track to pass. It's gonna be a tough track to gain any position. So qualify up front, manage your tires, and you'll be just fine.
Sean is also insanely quick here. This is his favorite track, so I honestly expect to see him do very well tonight.
And I don't know if you guys heard me say this. I'll tell you who's really surprised me. I have him on screen right now. Ethan Collier had to win his way in that last regular season race. I don't think he's finished no worse than 15th in the playoffs so far. I'm going to go back and look real quick. He has had a phenomenal playoff run.
Yeah, I feel like he's one of those guys that he may not be up front all the time, but he finishes the races. Consistency is what's gotten him here, so we'll see if he can maintain that and move to the next round.
Okay, so he got 20th at Vegas, but Vegas, there's a wreck. But he got 8th at Phoenix and 6th last week at Bristol. I mean, solid runs there for him.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that's pretty quiet about it too. He's not up there leading every lap. He's not mixing it up with drivers. He's keeping himself in the race, being up there when it matters, and finishing the races with top tens.
Currently, he does have that quick time right now. And if I heard you say it right, you said it's hard to pass here at Homestead and Xfinity?
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a one-line track. It's going to be difficult. You get such a run off the top. I think that's going to be the dominant line, but you're going to see guys try to get to the bottom. They're going to be fast through the corner, but they're going to lose it all down the straightaways. So I do think it's going to be difficult to make those passes. If you're gonna try to pass, you're gonna have to cut it down and hope there's an opening on the top line to slide into. If there's not, you're just gonna go backwards.
That is very shocking. I've always done Homestead as a very, very pathy style track. I haven't ran Homestead in a while. I don't think I've ran Homestead in this car since the Oval Refresh, which is kind of surprising. But I guess
It all depends on track conditions, though, too, right? When we were here a couple seasons ago, the line was actually kind of weird. It was top dominant in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4,
middle, I
you
believe.
could run pretty much. You could run pretty much all over the place. So, but I've also seen it where it's been top or bottom, and everybody's just fighting for that one line. So it's all going to depend on our track conditions tonight, on if it's going to be a multi-groove track or not.
Yeah, and it kind of surprises me how much the lines differ in these corners because Homestead is our only true oval we go to as far as racing. Every track we go to is either like an egg shape or it has
Tri-oval.
a tri-oval or a quad oval. I mean, yeah, because even Bristol. Bristol is kind of a little bit of an egg shape because 3 and 4 are different than 1 and 2. Here at Homestead, if I'm not mistaken, all 4 corners are damn near the same. So it's really surprising when people say, "Oh, well, 1 and 2 was top, but 3 and 4 was middle bottom." That never
So
made sense to me.
what I will tell you from experience is that the corners aren't that different. It's the exit of the corner. The exit of turn 4 is where the car really gets loose compared to exit of turn 2. So you have to drive that a little differently than you do 1 and 2, just because it will snap sideways on you pretty easy, especially on fresh tires.
And once again, that kind of surprises me because when you look at the track, you don't think it has that much difference on the corner exits. It's not like when we go to places like Charlotte. Well, of course, entrance to 1 is way different because you're coming out of a quad oval or what the hell it's called there, a tri oval. Here at Homestead, you're going down a perfectly straight straightaway both times. Looks like Schaefer's gonna get the pole. I don't think anyone's out there qualifying. Joey Mays is.
Schaefer's got it by quite a large margin too.
Yeah,
Almost a tenth and a half.
and then you look at second through fourth, they're all within 3/10, 4/10, or not 4/10, 100.
1,000. Yeah, hundreds. Yep.
Even
It's pretty tight.
you got Schaefer way ahead of the field on pole, and you got the rest of the top 10 kind of all right there. Let's go
Yeah,
over.
a couple of our playoff drivers are kind of qualified towards the back. It'll be interesting to see if that's a strategy call. They're going for that bonus point, or if that's a I screwed up in my qual run, so now I got to try and climb back through the field.
Yeah, especially with Ludi being back there, and more. Those guys are quick. Anyway, Schaefer Nixon will be your row 1. Schaefer getting that pole, getting that bonus point. Doesn't need it since he won last week. Brandon Banks, Cedric Barroso, row 2. Barroso, another guy having a really good, solid playoff run. Jared McCauley, Ethan Collier, row 3. Adam Pettit, Sean Pointer, row 4. Joey Maines, Nathan Penley, row 5. Cody Riggs, Vincent Vacken, row 6. Spencer Dewsbury, James McCrae, row 7. Josh Van Western, Sam Gordon, row 8. Jason Hastings, Sylvian Gallant, row 9. William Moore, Michael Newbra, row 10. Evan Ludi and Mr. Rafferty, who's not racing, row 11. Matt Forens, Davey Hendricks, row 12. And Sam Sundrung and Tony will be row 13. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think Adams are racing at all in playoffs, correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
So Sam will actually start P22 when it's all said and done.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, we have a pretty. I think we have a pretty good bigger field than we did last week, and a lot of these playoff guys are lucky we did not have this size field last week because there was a lot of issues with playoff drivers at Bristol, a lot.
Yeah, I think it was lap 1.
No, lap two.
Oh, yeah. Either way, 2 playoff drivers were knocked out. Actually, probably more than 2, but 2 that I can recall off the top of my head were knocked out at the very beginning of the race. So they'd be looking to climb out of that hole.
So who's y'all's picks? I know Dewsbury's an easy one, but let's go someone that's not an easy pick.
Oh, let's see. Well, we've been talking about Nathan Penley all season long. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I think tonight he gets it done.
Yeah, and he's gonna be starting back here just outside the top. No, yeah, inside the top 10 in 10. Hey, he's finished runner up how many times this season?
Way too many.
he's like our version of Sheldon Creed.
Yes.
Be more fit if he ran a 2 this season. That'd be perfect. I'm gonna have to go with Evan Ludi. Evan Ludi's shown a lot of speed on 1.5 miles this season. Just hasn't been able to quite get the job done on 1.5 miles yet.
I've got, like I said earlier, this is one of Sean Pointer's favorite tracks. I gotta ride with Sean on this one. He's been looking forward to this track all season long.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna lock himself into the playoffs from the outside looking in and win this tonight.
yeah. I've noticed Sean does really good at these banking tracks like this, like Michigan, Auto Club, Chicago, and he's done really well. It's like back out, not back up, in the air. Underway here, round of 12, race 2. Stage break is, I believe, 50? 40. Oh, and Schaefer loose in turn 1. Still loose. Gonna lose it to the inside. He's gonna keep it off the wall.
Didn't hit the
Just
fence.
kisses it.
And
No caution.
All the way off the racing
that was a great
surface.
save by him.
And realistically, not a big deal, right? He won last week. 29 looks like he got in the wall. He's bouncing off the wall.
Yeah, it's not a big deal to a point, but a lot of times we see Banks running up front. He has his teammate up there with him. It's gonna be interesting to see how Banks handles his first stage without his teammate up there with some help. Watch the Banks bros, so side by side. Ethan Collier just behind him looking in. Penley running in the 5th position. Where did Penley start? He made up that many spots?
Yep.
Wow!
Ooh, 29 almost. And the 12 almost get together. 12 has to make a pretty significant move. Just keep off of him.
Just noticing Schaefer is going to be a lap down coming out of pit road. Wondering why he pit there.
Not sure. Did he get a penalty? No.
Oh, Cody Riggs sideways off of turn 4, able to save it, fall back in line. Gave up a little bit of time, but able to gather it back up and keep it going straight.
I'm kind of single filing it out. Not seeing any too wide racing action going on right now. Nathan Nixon leading the way. Nixon, one of those guys above the cut line.
Looks like Banks is gaining on him, though. So we'll see if Banks is burning up his tires, closing that gap, or if he's just got the faster pace.
And Nixon running now low in 1 and 2. And I think Banks is just going where Nixon isn't trying to keep that clean air in that nose. You see Banks running all the way down to the bottom. Not Banks,
Yeah.
Nixon running all the way down to the bottom there.
And I think that's really going to be viable until you're side by side with a car. You can run the bottom, but if you got a car to your outside, he's more than likely going to win the race off the corner. I'm curious to see what that's going to do to tires. So, oh, Cedric sideways tags the 45 in the right rear. Both of them able to keep it straight, but caused a huge bottleneck behind them. 30
Really?
in the wall.
30 looks like he's a little bit loose in corner entry there. Nathan Penley looking at the inside of Broso. Reminder, top 7 gets stage points. Did you guys figure out what fuel run was during practice?
I did not, but hopping in the car, sitting on pit road, it's 38.6.
Oh, and Jared McCauley into the wall, going into turn 3, still on into the wall. 38. So some of these drivers might try to stretch it. It is it is completely possible to do.
Oh, I would. I would definitely.
About a lap and a half of fuel, that is easy to do in a mile and a half here. Especially one like Homestead, where on older tires you spend a lot of off throttle time. Looks like Brussels.
That also might be why Schaefer went down pit road. You're already way back from the pack. Come in, get your fuel, top it off, and then stretch it. He's going to have it a little bit easier than everybody else.
Did he actually stop on pit road though?
I believe so.
Huh.
Yeah, because he didn't spin down pit road. So if he went down pit road, you got to think he at least went in for fuel.
Brosa gets around Banks, and it is a hornet's nest behind Banks. And I think what he is doing is Banks is saving. If I know Banks is saving right now.
I think you're right. Not only is he saving fuel, he's also saving a bit of tire.
It is a hornet's nest back there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars all right behind Banks. Adam Pettit in that 46, which you're looking to the inside. Joey Mays and look to the outside of Brandon Banks out of 3 and 4.
3 wide. Mains 54 and 8. That top line just carries so much speed off the corner.
Joey Mays 5 points below the cut line. Gotta wonder if he's pushing a little too hard and burning up too much fuel here early on. I think situations like this, you're at the cut line. I think it's worth saving fuel and staying on the lead lap come stage break. Yeah, Banks really falling back. Banks is for sure saving.
Gotta be.
In the meantime, Cedric Broso is going to get on Nathan Nixon for the lead. Broso has had a solid couple of weeks here in the playoffs, looking to get a bonus point for a lap led, and he's going to get it done. Nixon looking back to the inside. Here comes Joey Mays on the outside. Adam Pettit in the 46.
And realistically, right, if they get one caution, they can all make it on fuel.
Yeah.
So these guys that are saving, if that caution comes out, it kind of hurts their strategy. They gave up a lot of track position, and they're not going to get the benefit of, everybody pushing hard, running out of fuel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a risk either way, right? If it goes green and you push hard and you run out of fuel, then you're probably going to go a lap down.
The way I've always done it, saving fuel, is if I know I have top 5 speed, I try to push it the first half of the run to see where I'm at fuel-wise, and then save from there. But if I'm toward the back of the field, I'm going to start saving from the get-go.
Well, and
I'm already back there.
That, I think it's also going to be situational, right? The guys that are pretty solid on points, not really worried about, a point here, a point there, probably worth saving the fuel. The guys that feel they can still points their way into the top 8, probably going to push a little harder, get those stage points, those guaranteed points, and hope that they can work it out the rest of the way.
Joey Mays made his way into third. Adam Pettit into the lead. Nathan Penley looking to the outside of Sean Pointer in the 20. Actually, correction now, Sean Pointer looking to the inside of Nathan Penley. That's your bubble drivers right there. Penley and Pointer below by 8 points. Penley above by just 5. And 8 points is really hard to make up in a field this size. Now, if you're running a full 36 car field with top 10 stage points, that's pretty easy to do. But with just 22 drivers starting, 8 points is pretty hard.
Yeah, and I think that's where those stage points are going to matter the most. If you can finish 3rd or 4th in those get those stage points there, then all you really got to do is make up 3, 4, 5 positions on the finish instead of trying to make up 8.
Also, another thing I'm going to keep an eye on is I also wonder if Schaefer pitted. Maybe he did get fuel. If they are really close, I would not be surprised to see Schaefer in front of Banks here in a couple of laps to help Banks really save on fuel.
Yeah, Banks has fallen off quite a bit.
Yeah.
Every interview, he always says the same thing about fuel mileage, and he doesn't like the saving in the first stage. I'm sure we'll hear that if he gets a podium finish tonight as well.
Yeah, I will say this, racing this season in Xfinity, it would be nice if, A, we could just make it on fuel regardless, or B, if the stages were 10 laps longer, make so everyone has to pit.
Make it that strategy call, when to pit, whatnot.
Yeah. And that was one of the frustrating things racing this series this year. It's like, do I want to try to save off the start for fuel? Do I want to pit? When do I want to pit? I just like it if you can make it to the end of fuel, or if you have to pit. I think Cup, for the most part, almost every race we do, you guys are almost plenty good on fuel in the first 2 stages.
Yeah, I think Xfinity is just kind of one of those weird ones where the length of the races, it just doesn't quite even out as far as fuel runs go.
Not only that, but you also got to remember, Cup, the next gen alone has about 1.5 gallons more fuel, full tank, than the Xfinity cars do. Plus, you guys run 5% more fuel.
Right.
Joey Mays trying to chase down that 46 to Adam Pettit. What a solid run Mays is having here early on in this race. Pointer as well. Pointer's made his way into third.
I expect Sean Pointer to have the long run speed here. I know he likes to run the bottom here, where a lot of guys run the top. I do believe that running the bottom saves tire.
It does.
So I think in the long run, you're going to see him march towards the front.
Joey Mays, he's been running that high line, both 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 here the last couple of laps. He gets the run off a corner,
Ooh.
but
Schaefer just tagged the wall a little bit.
Evan Ludy looking to get around Sam Gordon a little bit further back. Joey Mays, though, looking to get around Adam Pettit for the lead. He has him clear going into turn 1. That one bonus point could really help Joey out here. He's going to clear him. Joey Mays to the lead. And 18 to go in stage 1. Oh, Mays into the wall, though, in turn 1.
As those tires start to give up running that high line, it's going to be difficult. You want to drive it in deeper than you can. The car gets tight, pushes out to the wall. Bottom line, you got a little more security, a little more room before you start, banging that outside wall down.
Jared McCauley's made his way on Sean Porter into third. I just have a gut feeling these guys are going to be short by quite a bit with how much Banks is saving and falling back.
Well, and I will say iRacing, sitting on pit road typically isn't an accurate lap count on fuel. You typically got to run a few laps before it gives you somewhat close to a true reading.
We learned that the hard way earlier this season, right?
Yeah, it was way off.
It was off by like 30 laps.
Well, wait, in this series or in Cup?
In this series.
In this series.
Where were we at?
I don't remember where we were at, but it told us that we could go like 60-something laps, and you could only go like 32 or something like that.
Yeah, it was significantly off.
Here's the next question. Do you guys join as a racer or join as a watcher?
We always join as drivers.
Okay.
Drivers, yep.
Otherwise, it defaults to 100% of fuel.
Yep. Because I know Jacob, he does that a lot. He's like, well, it says 50 laps. Like, Jacob, you have a full tank. you have 100% fuel.
Yeah, me and Tony that night just got in late and didn't turn any laps, so the fuel calculation never did the math, and that's what we had.
I'm going to be a little biased when I say this, but I love the top 2 right now. Just saying.
Jared McCauley's pushing. He is pushing to get that lead, that bonus point for leading the lap. Oh, McCauley coming down pit road.
That just tells you, I wonder how short they are on fuel then, if McCauley's coming down this time by.
Miss Weeks out in the chat.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Getting ready for this storm coming through.
Yeah, my internet is not the greatest right now either. So if I go bye-bye, so you guys know why.
Yeah, I might have to have Jacob on standby on Wednesday. I don't think they hit us that hard, but you never know. With a lot of rain and a little bit of wind, what could happen? All it takes is one tree to fall, and yeah, Pointer moved into second. I'm on board some together. I don't know if they're out of the throttle this much. It sounds like some people are clutching in. Maybe they're just off the gas that much.
Pointer is going to push to get this one lap led because that's going to be one more point against Penley, and that'll bring that gap down to 7.
Yeah, so Pettit's clutching in. Pettit's doing what I would do on a track like this. Very smart. So, for everyone watching at home, I'll strap to you. So what Pettit is doing is something I do to save fuel. He is using his off-throttle time to clutch it in. He's turned off his ignition, and he's not losing no time because he's not racing any differently. He's just saving fuel while doing it.
See, that's something I could never master was pushing in the clutch. I've always lifted earlier, coasted more.
It throws off your rhythm. It throws off your rhythm. That's the big one.
Well, when it gets weird is when you're at tracks like this where you know you have the tread brake a little bit going in the corner. Because I left foot brake. It throws me off having a right foot brake to save fuel. That's the only time it throws me off. What's going on, Jeff Mount? Pettit doing a really good job right now. Saving fuel and actually keeping up with the 2 leaders. John Pointer to the lead, getting himself a bonus point. He did lead last time by.
And I see sneaking up into the fray here is Cody Riggs.
Yeah, you can call it
by side with Penley.
Kind of in a hornet's nest right now. Side by side with Penley, the 45 keeps sticking his nose underneath there. Kind of a uneasy feeling as a driver. Oh, is he?
Oh, Penley gonna go around? Does he save it? He does. What a save by Penley! Holy cow, that was a good save.
He took some damage on that back end, but I don't know. It didn't seem like it knocked the spoiler up any higher or anything, so I don't know if it's going to affect him too much. We will have to see.
And don't look now. Look who is creeping back there in 6th place. Brandon Banks making his way back up to the field.
If you go to Penley's left rear, there is definitely separation between those panels. That is going to cause a little bit of drag on that left rear.
Yeah, he's got a caution coming up, so he'll be able to get some of that damage fixed. Gonna lose some track position doing it, but
it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but when you're a cut driver and outside the top 7 for stage points, you got Bow back going for the lead. Pettit's caught up to the bumper of Pointer trying to get around him and going into turn 1. Pointer was still scored the leader last time by. Here comes Ethan Collier to the inside of Joey Mays for 3rd.
And looking at the 8 cars' lap times, excluding the lap where he had to save it, his lap times are pretty much the same. So at this point, I think it's safe to say that the damage is not really affecting him, but we may see a little different tail as he puts fresh tires on it and actually drives the car.
That's what I was about to say. When you get fresh tire put on that car, you're going a little bit faster. Because actually, let's take a quick look at fall off. So Pettit's best time by and Pointer, they both ran a 33.4. Last time by a 35.4. They're 2 seconds off. That is wow.
And that's what I'm seeing back here with the 8 car as well, is exactly 2 seconds of fall off.
And that's what I love about these Xfinity cars is there's actually tire fall off. There's actual tire strategy. You don't get that in the next gen because you save a set of tires. Does it really matter? Because it takes 10 laps to get heat in the tires anyways.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on the track though. Some tracks, those tires come in, like you can put down fast, not the fastest laps, but you can put down fast laps 3 to 4 laps into the run. As opposed to, I mean, you're not going to be full speed, but you're also not going to be 2 seconds off the pace like you potentially may be at the end of a tire run.
So if we were to throw the stage right now, Sean would make up 7 of those 8 points because Penley is on the outside looking
Yep.
in.
And technically, he has 8 points right now because Penley hasn't led a lap yet.
Hasn't led a lap. So, yeah, that squares it up right there.
And as
So,
far as
getting back to what you were saying, Tony, about the stage coming into effect big time, we're seeing it live right now.
Well, and for Sean's perspective, right? If you can go into the stage even or close to even with the driver in front of you at the cut line, you can't really ask for much more, right? Now it's up to
No.
finishing position. Who's going to finish ahead of the other?
the fastest lap right now does go to Schaefer. He has the quickest lap of the race, so that does take away a bonus point for Sean. I thought Sean had it until I saw Schaefer. He ran a 33.2. Before to go on the stage right now, Schaefer's best friend is at 29. And McCall actually I say that Sam Sundstrom comes to pit lane this time by. Alright, last time by. Still sitting on pit lane though. I think, did he get a penalty?
I'm not seeing anything.
Huh. He was sitting there for quite a bit. I didn't see the left or right side jacked up on that car.
It looked like the left. I thought I saw the left sides get jacked up right there, but I could be wrong.
Coming to 2 to go on the stage. If you're going to pit, it's going to have to be this time by, or else you're making your bed. And a lot of people are clutching in.
If you're a pointer, you almost have to risk it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Penley, he's made his way into 8th. Got to run Nathan Nixon, not 8th, 7th. So that does give a point to Penley right now. 2 to go here in stage 1. Brandon Schaefer getting around him, but he's a lap down.
Oh, we got the 42 car blinking back here.
This is going to be a crucial battle right here. Because now you got Evan Ludy coming. A lap and a half to go. Nathan Nixon looking to the inside.
Penley got tagged again by the 28. Same spot as... Oh, and again.
I don't think there's love lost there between those two. Because I'm not mistaken, I think Ludy's a teammate of Dewsbury. And I know Dewsbury and Penley have no love lost. And Penley falling back outside the top 7 yet again. And if you're pointing and you're listening or you have a spotter and they're telling you that you love what you're hearing. So Pointer's going to win the stage. You got some stuff a lap less. So right now, all Pointer has to do is finish a spot ahead of Penley and he advances.
Unless
Penley leads the lap.
Somebody else wins.
or a non-top 12 driver wins.
The yellow flag is out.
So
not
Dewsbury
top 8.
wins, Maines wins, or William Moore wins.
I haven't seen
That
really...
will automatically knock Penley and all the other drivers out.
I haven't really seen long run speed out of Maines though. Like, he came up here and he was leading for the short run. I don't know where the heck he went. He must have came down pit lane.
He did.
He did.
But they get a late race caution.
Maines has short run
15
speed.
to go or something, then yeah. Right? He could still win this. If it goes green, probably doesn't help his driving style, but all it takes is that one late race caution and he could definitely make something happen there. I think Cody Riggs must have ran out of fuel because I'm pretty confident he came down pit road while it was closed.
And you know what? And that's not a bad idea because it is just an EOL. Because once the caution flies, it's just an EOL.
Right.
I've done that. I've done it a couple times in another league. I know I cannot make it the pace up. I'll win the stage or get stage points, and I'll come down during that cooldown lap, catching the pace car, top off of fuel, and then come in the next time by take tires. Not a bad
The
idea.
road is open this time.
Joey Maines staying out on track and getting himself a wave around.
Looks like Pointer actually ran out of fuel on pit road and coasted to his box.
After a risk he got taken, he saved that fuel to right to the T, what he needed. And it cost him a couple spots. Brandon Bates actually win the race on pit road. Collier McRae beat him out.
I did notice that Pointer was quite a bit slower than some of those guys, so he must have run out, and he is going to lose some track position because of it, but I don't think it'll be that bad. Looks like Nathan Penley stayed in pit road a little bit longer to get that damage fixed. He beats pace car off pit road, and he's going to rejoin at the back of the field.
So here's the question, Tony. How confident are you in quick maths to give us an update on what points look like?
Oh, I'm not that good, man.
No, we ain't got Gibbs. Gibbs is usually my guy that does that stuff. He'll send me an update.
Yeah, where's the Mr. Gibby Gib?
He only shows up during Cup race. I don't see him too much in Xfinity Series. He shows up in trucks and Cup quite a bit. Speaking of which, speaking of the other series, we do got playoffs starting for trucks and ARCA coming up this week. They start their little chase for the Cup kind of tournament, like what they did when they first implemented the playoffs in NASCAR. Little 4-race sprint for both series. Everyone had their points reset. Drivers got a bonus point for winning a race, and the series champion for the regular season got 5 bonus points. Lights on that pace truck are off. Very solid first stage. A couple missteps here and there, but everyone kept the wheels going, pointing in the right direction. Pace truck's going to pull off. Brandon Bakes, Ethan Collier going to lead the green.
Green.
Green flag is out. Saw a jump out there by Brandon Bakes. McRae as well, actually, able to get around Ethan Collier going into turn 1. Everyone able to make it through turn 1 there. Homestead's one of those tracks where if you can get everyone spread out, this track is really easy to go caution free.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can run single file, you got the whole track to work with. It's definitely one that we see a lot of green flag runs. When it gets bunched out, that's typically where you start seeing the cautions fly.
That or a mistake coming off the pit road.
That as well, yeah.
William Moore having a lot of connection issues.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because it's not really showing up in iRacing as far as quality or ping. It's just it's stable all the way across, but he keeps blinking.
Yeah, and I know this from experience when before I got my motherboard replaced. When you blink, it does it. Like if you're blinking bad enough, it screws with how you're driving.
Oh, absolutely.
And not only that, like a track like this where you're trying to get some draft on a backstretch, every time you blink out, you lose that draft, and then you blink
And
back in, and you have it again.
And depending on how bad your blinking is, I've had it where all the cars around me disappear. So then you're just cautious, right? Because you don't know where anybody's at. You don't want to reappear right in, on their bumper and end up wrecking or whatnot. So
I had that happen at a Martinsville NAS race. I was like, oh no, oh, bro's into the wall.
yeah, he rode that wall quite a bit there on entry.
Yeah, I had it happen at a Martinsville race, and then next thing you know, everybody blinks out. I have a 4X, and then I'm back, and everybody's in front of me, and I'm like, well, I didn't wreck. Oh! Rosa got spun by the blinker!
5:33, 8.
28. Oh, Joey Mays got. I thought Joey Mays would made through that.
I am pretty confident that was due to the 42 blinking.
I think it was.
Because he disappeared, and then all of a sudden, the 30 went around.
Yeah, like this is weird to watch. I can't watch it from the 42 point of view, but he blinks out. He's not there, and then next thing you know, the 30 is sideways.
And that's unfortunate for some of our playoff drivers there, because Penley's involved, Cedric.
Oof.
Yeah, it was
Nixon as well, I believe.
Yep, Nixon was in it.
On my replay, the 42 blinked out. I think he thought he was clear and went to take his normal line, and 30 went right around off his front bumper.
Yep, Maines was in it. Yeah, several playoff drivers involved in that. And like I said, it's very strange. Oh, now his ping is starting to climb, but before...
Oh, Penley in it again.
Yeah. Before he was blinking and nothing.
Penley has a lot of damage on that car as well.
He ain't got no bumper. I think it's modified.
Sam Gordon, meatball. Nathan Penley, meatball. Jared McCulley, meatball. Nathan Nixon, meatball. Jason Hastings, meatball.
Look at Joey Main's bumper. His hood's flopping up and down. With how hard he hit McCauley, I would not be surprised that thing down on RPMs as well.
We got a ride-along in the chat from full Mr. Inferno. He wants to ride along with Sam Sundstrom, so I assume probably do that on the restart here.
I wonder if he was talking about the wreck, maybe.
I don't know. He redeemed a...
Oh my gosh. Holy cow. Which are you going to go see him? That was pretty impressive. He's talking about the wreck. That was pretty impressive.
Yep, I see it.
Pit Road is a busy place. Sheet metal getting banged out by some sledgehammers. Some cars trying to get some damage fixed. Man, that is huge implications on that 8. What a solid season he had. If I'm not mistaken, did he not win the regular season championship, or did Schaefer?
The 8 did win the regular season championship.
Oof. And with Pointer getting those bonus points early on, that's really all the points he needs.
Yeah, with Penley getting involved, you have to assume that he's not going to be competitive. Maine's getting involved. Let's see. Spencer get involved in any of that? I don't believe he did. So he's still up there. Nathan Nixon had a 5-point cushion. So depending on if he can turn some laps, he might be all right. A lot of it's going to depend on who can't race and turn more laps and how many spots he can gain based off of wrecked cars. Same with Cedric. Cedric's kind of... So there's a lot of opportunity with that. untimely caution for some of those playoff drivers.
Oh. Wrong channel.
You think?
That was a wild horns that just joined us.
That's classic. We'll have to remember that one.
Somebody clip that in the chat, please. Somebody clip that in the chat.
He didn't even need to say wrong channel. He could have just left, but he had to put the wrong channel in there.
Please, somebody clip that. This
I don't
week's,
know
if
how
you're
to
there,
clip.
clip it.
I don't know how to clip. Where else I would.
Remind me later if
That,
nobody else does. I get
that
it.
would be.
I
that
will
would
say
be
this
such a
though.
great intro to a promo video.
With that caution coming out when it did, this could make things interesting on fuel.
It's still gonna be tough. We saw guys who couldn't run 40, even if they pitted now. It's still gonna be really close to that line, stretching it over 2 full runs. Man, I don't know.
I'm gonna say this from experience because I'm really good at saving fuel. It's probably the autism in me. It's a lot easier to do at tracks like this than a lot of people think. With what Pettit was doing, it is so easy to do. You don't lose that much time, and you're saving a ton of fuel while doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we did see some people who were able to make it, but I feel like to safely do it, you're gonna need another caution at the right time. Run this out here. Change your tires, put full fuel in it, get another caution. Shortly after that, stay out, save some fuel there. Like, it's. I feel like it'd be pretty tight.
I think it's fully possible.
It's possible. It's just, I don't know. The racer in me doesn't like that. I want to see some action. The strategy is always going to be a part of that.
I mean, the broadcast me doesn't either, but the playoff driver in me, with some of these guys below that cut line, I mean, especially look like some of the guys involved, like Joey Mays. We know he had just pitted. We know he's probably down on power. A one-stop strategy could be the winning move.
It could be, but it could also be the losing move, right? You stay out, everybody pits. You're at a disadvantage if you get the untimely cautions that don't fit your strategy. It's a risk either way.
Well, I mean, when you're damaged like Joey, because Joey still has some damage on that car. He still has a little bit of a gap between his hood and his bumper. So, I mean, I think saving fuel is really the only or not saving fuel. Trying to make it on one stop is the only option Joey has to try to salvage a playoff run here tonight.
Oh yeah, for somebody like that in that situation, you're gonna go into defensive mode. You're gonna try to stretch everything out. These guys that are battling, that are really close, are in contention. Maybe they go a little more on the offense and two-stop this instead of a single stop.
I'll pull up the points real quick just to give you an idea with everyone involved in that last wreck.
Going into 3 that last time with Dewsbury and Schaefer. Schaefer got down onto the apron a little bit, got up into Dewsbury, and somehow was able to save it.
And at this very moment, there is only one driver on pit road still fixing that required damage, and that is the 8 car of Nathan Penley.
And you got to try to get it all fixed, or at least get yourself to where you can come back on track.
Schaefer sideways gets into the door of the 7 car, able to save it, gonna lose the momentum.
I think you're behind, Tony.
Wide.
I think you're behind.
Very possible.
Because Schaefer's good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep, that's what I was just talking about before. That was one heck of a save, though, wasn't it?
21 in the wall, a little bit off of turn 2, and into turn 3.
Bankso leading the way, has Adam Pettit breathing down his neck. We talked about fuel strategy. Let's take a look at the drivers who did come down pit lane under that last caution. Dewsbury, Schaefer, Ludi, Riggs, Newbraw. Actually, a lot more people I thought. Sandstrom back and came back down, topped off along with William Moore.
See, I think if it were me, I would have stayed out there, and hope for a late race caution to have that extra set of tires that not the whole field has. You know, the guys that went down there, did they take fuel only? Did they throw some tires on that? I don't know, but I feel like
Fuel. So Dewsbury
Yeah.
6.3 seconds, Ludi 6.3 seconds, Rig 6 seconds, Sandstrom 6 seconds, and everybody else that came down was fixing damage. Maines, Hastings, Gallant, and Broso. They're all fixing damage.
6 seconds to do.
Top off.
Yeah, that just seems like maybe they threw 2 tires on there as well. I
wouldn't
can't
have.
imagine they burned up that much fuel in, what, 10 laps? Less than that?
True. But here's another thing I'm looking at. With Horner having the run he's having, he's also in contention, maybe even not knock, but jump ahead of Collier. And if we do get a new winner outside the bubble, Pointer would still make it in.
Yeah, Maine's with the damage, probably not realistic, but Spencer and William Moore, I believe, are both still clean. So they have the opportunity. But, Cedric and Nixon and Penley, all 3 having damage. That opens the door where those guys probably don't even have to win to get in. I feel like Pointer's probably has the best opportunity out of all of them getting those stage points, but anything can happen.
And Pettit and Banks, they are just driving away from the field. They have about a second and a half of lead ahead of third. Pettit looking for a run on that bottom line. Couple on lap for 33 of Nixon. I believe Nixon's already 1 lap down. They're going to go 2 laps down here.
Well, and with that being said, I feel like those two, unless they get cautions at the right time, are planning on 2 stops, right? They're pushing the car, they're burning up fuel, or maybe some of those guys a little further back are saving and keeping that option open.
Pettit is trying everything he can to get around Banks. He is running that low line. And Banks has been high. Nope, he goes back down low here in 3 and 4. I think this is what Bobby was talking about earlier. I haven't really paid attention, but they might be doing what Bobby was talking about. High in 1 and 2 and down low in 3 and 4.
Yep, that was the line that won me the race here 2 seasons ago. And it doesn't look like... Banks is running more of a diamond, I would say. It's still a low entry going into 1, but if he goes down to 3 and 4 here on the bottom, then he is, he's pretty much running that line.
And like we said before, when you're not side by side, I feel like either line is probably viable. You might lose a little bit here, a little bit there. But when you get side by side, I think that top line, at least early on, is going to be king.
Yeah, I think right now... go ahead.
What kills these Xfinity cars up and top in 3 and 4, just like it's going to kill the cars with the next gens at this track, is that evil bump up top in 3 and 4. If you hit it right, it's worth a tenth or 2 because it helps rotate the car. If you hit it wrong, it will throw the front end right into the fence.
Yeah, I think Pettit's best chance here is he's going to have to try to get a really solid 1 and 2, get to the inside of Banks on the backstretch. I think he might have done it this time by. No, not quite. That run Banks gets off the high line. It just throws him 3-4 car lengths ahead of Pettit down the backstretch.
What Pettit needs to do is the one time that Banks goes down to the bottom in 1 and 2 is he needs to tear that fence down and get the car inches off of it in 1 and 2 and carry that momentum around the outside. And that will give him the run to hopefully get side by side with him underneath him going into 3.
The question is, it's the 2 pit stop race for most of these guys. When do you come to pit lane? We're looking at 60 to go right now. You have that stage break at 40. They're about on 30 lap tires with that. I mean, with that caution. Well, to the point where you about split the stage into thirds. That final stage into thirds. James McCray, I don't know if he missed the corner or what. It looked like he slid up the track. Still no takers coming down pit lane yet. Schaefer looking to the outside of Ethan Collier. That at the battle for 6. Ethan Collier able to hold off Schaefer for the time being. Looks like Banks is starting to pull away from Pettit here a little bit. Still no takers down pit lane. Also, keep an eye on Pointer. I think the Pointer's been closing in. It looked like he got a little loose there, but it might have been just the way the car was driving off the corner.
Sounds like we got our first taker with Ethan Collier is going to be coming down pit road.
Yeah, looking at the lap times, Adam Pettit a little bit quicker. Actually, he's been running a little bit quicker than Banks the last couple of laps. So Pettit's starting to close back in on that gap to the leader, Brandon Banks. They're now 30 to Cedric Gross, who's missing a bumper. Cedric gonna go a lap down. And this is where the cat and mouse game. You come in right now and risk a caution flying and getting trapped a lap down. All it takes is for one driver to slip up coming out of pit lane, spin that car on the apron, and bring out a yellow.
And not only that, fresh tires against old tires, right?
Fresh tires against old tires, someone being a little bit impatient, diving in too deep, a guy didn't know the run was there. Yeah, there's a lot of risk of pitting in early and going a lap down.
Yeah, and I don't think you're really. I don't know. I'm surprised to see anybody pit right now. I don't think you're in a window yet. To stop it.
I think
I
he's in
mean,
window to stop it because we have coming up to
yeah.
50 to go. Yeah. Oh
I
yeah,
think
we're definitely in window to stop
I,
it.
I think I would want my tires a little fresher on the back end. Less risk
Yeah.
of a caution coming out. More. I think I'd want to be the. I think I'd be wanting to pit around lap 80, 85, something like that, if I was going to two-stop it.
A track like
Usually
Homestead.
you and I
Oh,
disagree,
here comes
Tony,
Pettit.
but this time, yep, there goes Pettit. But usually me and Tony disagree on when to pit. For once, I 1000% agree with Tony.
I
Yeah,
just
I feel like you can be a little more aggressive on the back end when it matters. If a late race caution comes out, you got the tire underneath you to actually do something.
I just feel a track like Homestead. I think 2 laps is the sweet spot to short pit someone. Anything past 2 laps, like Tony said, you're just losing too much on the back end of the run.
Yeah.
See if Bank comes on pit lane. Nope, Bank's staying out a little bit longer. Actually, everybody else is.
Well, and I feel like Banks is one of those ones where he can afford to stay out a little longer, right? He's got a nice points bubble there. Not really too worried about it. Some of these guys that maybe have to try to get a little more and early and hope they can finish it out on the back end. Do something different. That might be what we're seeing as far as people driving. Pettit not really gonna lose anything by pitting, but I didn't see who the other one was. That William Moore?
Possibly.
Or was that was Ethan
That
Collier,
was
wasn't
Ethan.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a nice little points gap, but I think if it was me, I probably would have stayed out maybe just a little longer. I'll tell you. I will say one thing. I do not want to be the first couple cars unless I'm battling for first or second place and I want a short pit. But I really don't want to be those first couple cars coming into pit road, just because you're going to be battling these guys on old tires. It's going to make it difficult to get around them. And you're burning up more tire just trying to do that. I think if you're more towards the back half of the group that's going to pit, I feel like you're in a group that's a little more equal on tires, less having to burn up your stuff to get around the slower cars.
Yeah, and I remember when I was cruising for Malarkey, those races, one of our strategies we had when to come down pit lane is we always like to come to pit lane when we were catching lap traffic. Granted, a track like Homestead with a field this size, you're not going to catch it on a long run like this. But some of the smaller tracks we were racing at, we would pit based off where lap traffic was. We don't want to be caught behind lap traffic and battle for the lead. Who would catch the back of lap traffic? Like, all right, we're coming in this time. We don't want to fight them.
Yeah, instead of it's an opportune time. You don't have to. You're going to lose time getting around lap cars. So pit, come out away from those lap cars, and then you can run your race, not really have to deal with lap cars, hopefully. Or I guess the lead lap cars they would be if they're still out. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Looks like Banks coming in this time. Yep, here comes Banks. McRae coming in. Pointer coming in. Can leave Dewsbury in the lead. Dewsbury pitted underneath that last caution. Dewsbury has about 8 laps on these guys, so I think Dewsbury's in the game of pitting just one time.
And there's a couple drivers that I want to point out that are doing exactly what they need to do to advance to the next round. And that's Spencer Dewsbury and Sean Pointer. They didn't get caught up in the wreck with some of those playoff drivers. Now they're taking advantage of the other guy's bad situation, and they're doing what they need to do, having a solid run, getting the points where they can, and in theory should make the next round as long as they don't get wrecked out. I don't have any wood to knock on, but yeah, I feel like they're maximizing their opportunity here to climb the point standings and move on to the round of 8.
You see Pointy and McCray flying by Dewsbury, and that's the advantage of new tires right now.
Well, and that's also something very important, right? They just passed the leader. They're back on the lead lap. Should a caution come out, you would think they're going to cycle up towards the front because the cars that are on the same lap as them in front of them more than likely still need to pit. There's a few that maybe not, but yeah, Banks would probably be the only one. So it's important to get back on the lead lap when you can and just have that little safety net should the caution come out. Looks like Cody Riggs is reeling in Spencer.
Yeah, it does. Cody Riggs also on that same strategy. Everyone who's still out here on track, Dewsbury, Riggs, Vackant, Maines, all on that strategy. Maybe pit just one time. And here's the other thing about Maines I didn't even think of. If he does have engine damage, I don't know if he does or not, that's also going to help him save fuel.
Not only that, if these cars are getting loose off the corner, he's going to lose a little bit of time down the straightaway. But if he's got a little bit of aero damage, it may help him get through the corner a little better, which may kind of equalize the loss of speed down the straightaway. Brandon Schaefer coming around our leaders to get his lap back. Going to put 10 cars currently on the lead lap.
9. Ludy's still a lap down.
Oh, you are right. You're right. For the moment.
Yeah, for the moment, Evan Ludy is hauling the mail. Oh, Spencer Dewsbury getting loose, having to save it off of turn 1 or turn 2.
And that's going to give Riggs a position here. Oh, Riggs is not going to run that high lane.
I'm actually kind of surprised at how loose Dewsbury got. Riggs was not able to capitalize on it because Dewsbury got really loose.
Well, and I assume Cody probably checked up, cut him a break, didn't want to put himself or Spencer in a bad spot. Gave him room to collect the car.
I will say this, if they're able to go one more lap here, they'll be able to make it on just one stop.
Yeah, I think that sweet spot is going to be 90, 91, 92 if you can. We did run a couple laps under caution. Now these guys that pitted, what I don't recall what lap that caution came out, that last one. It was somewhere around 50.
I know we took the green, it was like 50 on 53.
Yeah, so it came out lap 51, 53 green. So you'd think they could probably get a little cushion there if they could run to, say, lap 92. That kind of gives them a... Oh, Cedric around. Out of the racing groove. We're going to stay green.
What happened there to Cedric, though? Just lost him.
Well, I'm sure that car isn't handling all that great right now.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
Riggs and Dewsbury both down to pit road.
I'm actually going to hand the lead over to Collier. Collier was the first guy to come down pit lane. He's only going to be about a second or so ahead of Banks. Banks actually right behind him. But take a look at his last time by. You see Banks running about a half a second quicker than Collier right now. Actually, that time by, Banks was a whole second quicker than Collier. So that's what we're talking about. That back end of the run, this is where Banks is catching up.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see Collier in the lead very long here. Banks is closing that gap very quick.
I wonder if Pettit got a penalty because he's still showing a lap down. It's a 3 wide penalty on the outside of the lap car. Collier's still able to
Josh
maintain the lead.
Van Westen is showing a meatball. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Not too sure. Go back and look at his last lap complete for... Oh, my! Wow!
Oh, yeah. That's rough.
Kind of seems to happen to Cedric. He's got loose going into turn 1 and overcorrected into the outside wall. And kind of surprised they didn't bring out a yellow.
Must have just happened where there was nobody around, and iRacing deemed not really an issue because he was able to get it off the racing surface, and I believe he towed it to pit road. Looked like that engine was about gone.
Yeah, it blew up.
That one of those times when we go boom confetti.
Yeah, I think so. It hit pretty hard.
Isaac saw me go boom confetti on Saturday twice.
At least he didn't flip like Angel did. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was. So we got Pointer coming down. Interesting call here, because Pointer was just down a little bit ago.
I think this is going to be a stop and go, just top off with fuel. He can make it from here. He must have felt that he could not make it and was going to, take that penalty early on and try to overcome it later.
Again, with a lot of his rivals right now, not getting stage points or not getting stage points and having severe damage, he can kind of take this chance right now.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take the chance now. And if it doesn't work out, the caution comes out, you're right back in it. Little more time to recover from it. And less time on pit road.
Well, and another thing you gotta think of, if like Banks or them runs this tank dry too, they're not going to have as much time on the back end of a run to catch Pointer if he does take tires here.
Yeah, you'd have to check his pit stop time, but I gotta assume.
I don't think he. Yeah, I think it was just fuel only.
Interesting strategy.
Brandon Schaefer, the car that spun it early on, able to cycle through up to 4th place at the moment.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think the winning strategy right now is for Dewsbury. He came in right at that, I think, lap 92. I think he came in at that perfect lap where I'm pretty sure he can push it almost full speed from here to the end. Maybe have to save like a half a lap, if that. But Dewsbury, I think, is in solid position to win this race right now.
Yeah, I think if you're Dewsbury, you're going to save that fuel on the front end of the run, right? Saves a little tire as well, which you'll have a little more speed towards the back end of the run. Maybe put a few laps in the bank on fuel, and then go full out through the end of the race.
But I don't even think he needs to save it all, because we saw these guys having to save a little and make it 40 laps. He only has to make it 38.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to be careful of those green-white checkers, though, right?
Yeah. Banks coming 30 to go. I don't think Banks... No, it looked like Banks is coming down pit lane. Maybe it's just the way he's driving 3 and 4.
Oh, you're down?
Man, not a bad idea by Collier. Starting to lose a little bit of time there. Coming up pit lane here. Maybe try to jump in front of Banks here. Question is, does Collier take tires? I think Collier would have to take tires.
Yeah, he's deep enough into the run where I think if you don't take tires, you're just gonna kill your whole race here.
Question, if you're Banks, when do you come down pit lane? Yeah, 4-second gap ahead of my career right now.
Well, I feel like if you're Banks, you got the points cushion, you got to run it out, right? You would hate to be the guy who goes in and pits, tops off with fuel, then that caution comes out right after you get back out and you're trapped a lap down. I feel with the gap he has, the speed he has, the points position he's in, he's just got to run it. Not necessarily dry, but pretty close to dry. I think that's the safe play here.
I think my thought to it is Banks has to know some people are trying to make it on fuel. I say pit now. Get those 4 fresh tires put on so you have more time to catch the guys who can make it from here on fuel. Right now, he's 16 seconds ahead of Dewsbury. He'll come out about a half a lap, maybe 3/4 lap behind him, and he's going to need all the time in the world to catch him.
Yeah, but with that being said, if a caution comes out or maybe 2 cautions, then he doesn't even have to stop.
True.
So I guess where do you take your lumps at is the question, and I don't know. I feel like with the points position he's in, Dewsbury wins. It doesn't affect him. He's pretty well just what he's run tonight. I would be willing to bet that he's pretty safe into the playoffs, and you don't want to take yourself out of it by making the wrong call.
Give me 25 to go this time by. And I'm just trying to plan on ahead of the next round because the only bonus points you get starting next round are the ones you earned through the round of 12. So winning a race, that's a playoff point. I mean, that one playoff point, especially in round of 8, it can make or break his playoffs.
Yeah, but I feel like you got to make the next round first. Yeah, you can go for it, but that's one of those. You could either look like a genius or you could not look like a genius. I won't say the other word I was thinking, but you don't want to be that guy who makes that wrong call, kicks yourself out of the playoffs, then you beat yourself up for it the rest of the season. At least that's the way my logic
here comes Banks
is.
this time by. Banks coming in as well. What did 3 Schaefer do? I think Schaefer's gonna fall. I can give the lead back to Spencer Dewsbury. 24 to go.
Well, and that's kind of opportune for some of these guys that pitted earlier, like Sean Pointer. Not going to get him the position on track back, but it is going to put him more than likely back on the lead lap. So should that caution come out, he doesn't have to rely on a wave around or a lucky dog. He can come in, pit, take 4 fresh tires, and go back out into a relatively competitive position and not have to worry about defending cars. Lap cars or trying to get around cars that he's faster than.
Yeah. Dewsbury, he built a really good lead over Riggs too. Riggs, I believe, was in front of him when he pitted last time. He had the 5-second lead over Cody Riggs.
Yeah, and well, I think what we're seeing here is Cody's being very conservative on his tires. We didn't really see him anywhere close to Spencer kind of midpoint in that run, but you really saw him close the gap late in the run. I think he's probably saving tire here. Dewsbury did gain a little time on pit road, closed up some of the gap on entry, and ended up, I think he got the lead, got in front of him off of pit road. So he, little cleaner pit stop, gained a little time there, and then was able to drive away. But is he going to pay the price in tires if they end up running this all the way to the end?
The pointer is actually still showing a lap down. Interestingly enough.
Yeah, I do see that as well. We'll have to see where he's
Because he
at
didn't
on
take
track
tires.
compared to Spencer. Yeah, they're on the same straightaway, so I feel like he could get his lap back pretty quick. Like Evan Ludy's caught Spencer. He's going to get his lap back.
And here's the real question. Banks 21 seconds back on Dewsbury. Can he catch him time? And this is what I was talking about, pitting earlier to get those newer tires sooner so he has more time to catch them. And right now he's going to gain a lot of time because Dewsbury's on the back end of the run. But eventually those tires are going to even out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of it's going to depend on where you're at on track and what cars are around you. How much do you have to burn those tires up, to start inching into that lead? That's going to be a big factor for Banks. We will see how it plays out. Do I think he can catch him without a caution? I don't know. That's a lot of gap.
I mean, last time by, Banks was a second and a half quicker.
So if he was able to maintain that pace, he'd get there and probably make the pass, but we do know that the tires will fall off. So I don't think it's realistic over the course of 18, 19 laps.
But here's the question with Spencer. Theoretically, if Spencer wins this race, he's obviously going to lock in, but that puts it up in the air with a lot of guys like Maines and Pointer and Collier on who's going to be in.
Yeah, I think
right now it would knock Pointer and Penley out.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's going to depend. Like we saw Nixon, but Nixon's only in, he's 11 laps down, but he's in 16th place, where Pointer is in 11th place. So it's only 5 spots there. Cedric is in 19th place. So with the smaller, field, if we had 30, 35 cars, it'd be a little tighter. I feel like, but I don't know. It could get pretty close. Ooh, almost a big wreck there. 36 and the 54. I think for some of these guys like Pointer, they are praying for that caution. Yeah, that was
Woo!
That was a pucker moment.
I think if you were Banks, you were wanting to go and kiss that 36 after this race, because wow, that was about a split second away from disaster. What heads up racing by Vince right there too. Very good heads up racing.
All right, so Sean Pointer is back on the lead lap, assuming he can complete this pass on Spencer.
That gap back down to Banks, now down to 14 seconds. And if you're rooting for Pointer to make it into the next round, you want Banks to catch this 7.
Well, and also notice the distance between Spencer Dewsbury and Cody Riggs.
And here's
that gap has gone down by over a second.
Here's the next question. If you're Pointer, do you start playing like teammate to Banks to kind of hold up the 7 here, or do you try to drive away? I think if I'm Pointer, I'm going to try to hold him up. I'm going to do everything I can to give this 7 this dirty air and slow him down and let Banks catch up. 14 coming to 13 to go this time by 12 and a half seconds is the gap.
Well, and not only that, I don't think there's any love lost between Spencer and Sean Pointer after the Bristol race last week.
I'm telling you, I think Pointer needs a birdie in his ear right now telling, hey man, hold that 7 up. Down to 11 seconds. I don't know. Banks might be able to catch him. Last time by, Banks was still a second and a half quicker. I think that's what Pointer's doing. Yeah, look at Pointer. He's starting to hold him up here a little bit. Smart move here by Pointer. Oh, Pointer to the wall. That gap now down to 10 and a half seconds from Dewsbury to Banks.
I don't think Sean's going to be too happy with that.
Sean also has to be smart. He can't risk a points penalty here either. I know he's probably pissed off, but you gotta be smart with what you're doing. Down to 9.5 seconds. Brandon Banks is closing. Riggs is closing as well. That gap, when we looked back earlier, was 4 seconds. It's now down to 2.3. Pointer going to the inside of Dewsbury. This is not for position. This is for Pointer to get his lap back. But this is also Pointer trying to keep his playoffs alive. Dewsbury wins. Pointer's out. Dewsbury gonna give Pointer the bumper. I thought he was about to give him the bumper.
I think these two are just going to cross each other over until Riggs gets there. That's what it's looking like to me.
Yeah, and you know Dewsbury is burning the living hell out of those tires doing this too. I guarantee you Pointer probably mirror driving the hell out of the 7 right now. Where are you going? All right, I'm going to follow you. Yeah, because that gap to Riggs, I mean, forget the 54. Riggs is 1.2 back now. He was 5 seconds back at one point.
He's definitely closing, and the more these two battle up here, the closer that Riggs is going to come. The more Spencer has to battle to get off of the corner with the 20, and the easier it's going to be for Riggs to close that gap even more.
Yeah, and here comes a teammate of Banks, Michael Newbraw, just behind Pointer. Not Pointer, Dewsbury. It looks like Newbraw. He says, I don't want none of this. Y'all keep playing your game. I'm getting right by y'all. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
You guys play grabby grab. I'm gonna drive on by. Oh, Dewsbury to the back of Pointer. Oh, he's gonna spin him. Pointer loose. He saves it. Dewsbury to the wall.
Pointer or Dewsbury into the wall. That really opened up or closed the gap with Riggs and Dewsbury. I think Dewsbury paid more of a price than Pointer did.
Yeah, Dewsbury trying to play defense on Riggs, but I think those tires are too heated up with him playing games with Pointer. Look at Dewsbury. Dewsbury has a missile locked onto that bumper of the 20 machine, trying to get back to it. You know for sure that driver of the 7 is not happy right now. And Riggs looking to get around the 7, and look at Pointer playing pick. Oh, Yell's gonna come out. The question is, was Pointer on the lead lap still? I think he was. We'll see.
I'm not
Yes,
sure.
He was.
Oh my gosh. Pointer just played grab and stayed on the lead lap. What drive? What phenomenal drive by Pointer there. See what caused the caution. It says Sam Sandstrom and it was 227. Same thing we saw out of the 30 and the 21, just getting loose on entry into turn 1. On older tires. We've seen that 3 times here tonight. Well, this is going to shake stuff up. 6 to go. I think this is going to be a natural green-white checkered.
It will probably be close. Real question is, who's going to gamble and stay out? And I honestly, I don't. And then the 7 just comes down and hits the 12?
Not on my screen.
Oh, maybe it's net code on my end, but yeah, it looked like he just turned down and hits the right rear of the 12.
No, what is Riggs doing? Are they have a weird cam? Okay, no. I thought Riggs was slowing down and pointing trying to get around him, but my camera angle is just weird. So Banks, McRae, Schaefer staying out, Collier, Ludi staying out. These guys don't have tires, so I don't think so. I don't see it being smart staying out here on the run they were on. Dude's
Yeah, I think you gotta, if you're gonna stay out, you're banking on a couple more cautions like right away, and it's very possible that that's gonna happen.
Oh yeah, playoffs are on the line. Oh, you're damn right. I have a feeling if Dewsbury does not win, he gets podium. We are going to have a very fiery interview. But, I mean, you said they had issues at Bristol, so I gotta wonder if that was more a Pointer showing his displeasure from last week, not realizing his playoffs were on the line.
I don't know. It's hard to tell without being in, riding along in the cockpit and seeing what they're doing lap after lap. But I don't know. I feel like all that started with the 7. I'm not even sure. I know the 20 and the 7 got into it and it kind of escalated from there. Not sure.
I will say that is a first, though. A lead lap car holding up a lap car holding up a leader for someone that's not even his teammate. Oh no, actually, Cody Riggs is his teammate.
Is his teammate.
That's right.
And I am going to stay impartial and stay completely out of
Hey,
it.
I'm all for it. It made one hell of a show.
I know nothing.
And like I said, you're not going to know unless you ride multiple laps with each driver to see where their lift points are, where their brake points are, to determine if they did anything different.
Oh, no, there was definitely different stuff being done for that 20. He got around him and just kind of stayed right in front of that 7. What are we doing? I'm so confused. Oh, this should get interesting. Different tire strategy playing out. One thing gonna hurt Dewsbury here. He's on tires, but he's also on that low line.
Yeah, I do feel like the high line's gonna be the advantage here, especially with older tires in front of you. I feel like the high line gives you a little more opportunity to make moves.
Greg Rogers is not happy in Discord. I think that's his driver, Dewsbury. If I'm not mistaken.
You are correct.
I'm gonna put it this way: your playoffs are on the line. I hate to say it, I would do the same thing. Playoffs are on the line. You know that if that guy wins, you're out of the playoffs. Yeah, I would do it too. All right, green flag back out of the air. Bank it! Oh, Collier getting loose. It's gonna cause a caution. No caution yet. They stay green.
There's gonna be a caution.
No, they're rolling. We're still green. 2 to go. Watch Spencer Dewsbury. He's on fresh sticker tires. What's he going to do here? Also, Schaefer's going to get punted almost. What a save by Schaefer again.
7's going to send it 3 wide. Schaefer's out.
Oh, he's loose. He's loose. He's spinning. Yellow's going to fly. Alright, so let's break. We got a couple things to break down. Let's go to the wreck with Ethan Collier. Where is he at? Here he is. And this right here, This is big for Pointer. Because...
He did scoot through there.
Oh, wow. Well, not just that. It's Ethan Collier. Right now, Ethan Collier needs to finish no more than 3 positions behind Pointer. If Pointer finishes 3 positions ahead of Collier, Pointer advances. Collier's out with the new winner. And Collier, I don't know. I think Collier has right front damage. I can't tell.
Oh, he's definitely got some damage.
Oh, is he meatball?
Looks like he can't. It looks like he can't even steer that car. Not meatballed, but he looks like he's having some steering issues.
Alright, and then we got the Banks incident. Let's go back a lap. Not the Banks, the Schaefer. And this is something we have seen really all season long. We'll see Schaefer start going on defense for Banks or vice versa. I think McCray, he just wasn't going to put up with it tonight. See McCray get a run. He goes to look down low. No, McCray just punted him. Dewsbury, what a move that was for Dewsbury. Did you guys see Dewsbury make it through that?
Yeah, that was
My God.
That was a bold one, and he definitely got lucky because it looks like there may have been a slight bit of contact with 77. If any, it was not enough to upset his car, and he's able to drive through unscathed.
I will say this, though. What a job that was. Everybody making it around Schaefer spinning out. I don't know how the hell no one hit him. Pointer barely made it through. Mays barely made it through. What a... Let's go on board here with Pointer. This has to be a pretty good point of view.
Like he just turned it down to the bottom.
I don't think Pointer really knew what was going on there. Let's go on board. Here's Joey. Oh my gosh!
Ooh, that was close.
Yeah. Well, I think with caution, it's going to be hard for anyone to beat. I think Dewsbury has this right now.
It's definitely going to be tough for Banks to defend Dewsbury on fresh tires.
I mean, don't look now. Dewsbury start P2. Look who's restarting in 5th. Oh, I don't think your entertainment's over with these two.
Especially if we get another quick caution.
Yes. Who knows? They might be the cause of it.
Could be. I hope not, personally, for either one of them. Hey, Tony, where's our spicy meter at?
Oh, it's definitely about to get spicy.
It's on Chipotle, about to go to Ghost Pepper.
I think we're about a Carolina Reaper is where we're headed right now.
Looks like Banks is going to choose that outside line. I think that's the right move here, getting that launch.
Well, also, look who's behind him.
Yeah, oh, definitely. But just being out of sight of the 54 or the 7, you know, it's not on driver's side, so it's a little harder to see him. He gets the restart zone. He gets the launch first. I think that if he's got a chance to win this, it's going to be because of that outside line.
Well, not just that, but if Newbrawl and Banks can time this restart here, that could put Newbrawl side by side with Dewsbury going into turn 1 and let Banks maybe have a little bit of a drive off and a little bit of a gap going into turn 3. I would imagine right here, Newbrawl and Banks are going to get a really good time to restart here.
We're about to find out.
Let's keep it on that 20 pointers on the same pit strategy as the 7 is. Green flag back out in the air. Newbrawl spins there a little bit. McCray also spins. Banks will have a decent launch, but here comes Spencer Dewsbury on those fresh 4 Goodyear tires. Dewsbury going to sling it to the outside of Banks coming out of turn 2. Banks gets a solid exit. Sean Pointer looking the inside of James McRae. This ain't over yet because Banks has to hold off Dewsbury. Oh, Yell's gonna fly.
There it is.
What happened?
Had to be something towards the back.
William
It was towards the back. It looks like it involves Schaefer.
Oh, Schaefer just completely misjudged that. Wow.
Well, it looked like he had such a run. The 46 was slow. He didn't know where the 42 was, so he didn't want to drop too low.
Had it not happy on the radio.
I mean, would you be?
Again, I'm staying impartial. I've been yelled at enough the past 2 weeks.
Like,
I definitely didn't look good, but I also feel like you got to look at it from in the cockpit to get a full view of what happened. You know, you got a car on your inside, you're not sure where.
well, Dewsbury coming down pit lane. What?
Man, maybe he couldn't remember. He pitted really early.
Yeah, but he just
may
came.
not-
They just pitted.
He just
Then why
pitted.
is he coming down?
Oh my God! Did autofuel screw him over?
I'm thinking auto fuel screwed him over.
Oh my
He didn't
God!
adjust his margin. It's very possible.
Yes, autofuel screw. Wow.
That's why I don't use it.
Oh my. I feel like that was meant. Wow. And I want to say this is our last attempt at a green white checkered, right?
Looks like we could potentially have one more.
Oh, wow, that's insane though. His playoffs could end on autofuel. That's insane. Wow. Whoa!
Oh.
What is...
Yeah, you saw that too?
Yeah! Not sure what that was about. Because if you rewind, Tony, he also looked like he was going to take a swipe at him on pit lane, but the ghost limits kicked in.
Also noticing though, the 42
Huh.
is blinking crazy in front of Spencer. I'm wondering, did the 42 appear inside of Spencer's car and Spencer took evasive action? Trying to play devil's advocate here and try to see, is there any possibility here that it couldn't be?
Nah, there's more.
Nah, there
Yeah,
has to be more.
I see what you're saying about the pit road.
Because he's all the way up here to the left, and it wasn't like a sudden jerk. Here comes a 3. I don't know. That wasn't a sudden jerk. That was kind of him just kind of slowly trying to drift down to get in line. I don't know. I don't think that was meant. Who knows? They haven't really been racing around each other, so I don't think they'll be mad at each other for this race. Oh no! I thought Pointer time to come down pit lane. I was like, oh no! Another playoff driver with issues, but no, we're good. And right now, Pointer does not need to win. With Penley having issues, Pointer has made his way into the next round.
He doesn't need to win, but I'll guarantee you he's going to do everything he can to win.
Well, we know he has fresh tires. We know Banks does not. That 36 has fresh tires. The 95 has fresh tires. And Riggs has fresh tires. But I think Joey's still damaged. Not too sure. Yeah, he's still damaged.
Riggs also has a little bit of damage on his right front after that. When the 45 spun on the restart, he did clip him just a touch with that right front fender.
Oh, but I forgot. Pointer has damage too.
I just got word. Pointer is out of gas as well. We don't know if he's going to be able to make it.
Oh, no. Well, Luckily, he got those points. All right, Brad Keselowski, don't run out here and take it to pit lane.
I don't know if those points are going to be enough though. There's 11 cars on the lead lap, 12 cars on the lead
What
lap.
do you mean? He got 8 points alone from leading the lap and stage points. On top of that, Penley, who's ahead of him, is in 18th.
Green flag, green flag.
Even if he finishes last car on the lead lap, that's still 7 points. We'll see
Yeah,
if
but I
Pointer
think a
has
lot
enough.
of that depends on where some of those other cars finish as well. We'll see when it all plays out.
Pointer gonna try to make it to the end. Watch Joey Mace as well. He's on fresh tires. He needs a win right now. Has not gone any stage points. Pointer gonna look low on Banks. I don't know. I should went a little further back than I thought he was. Thought Pointer got a little bit of run there, but he did not.
I think some of these guys are just praying for the white flag right now.
Oh, absolutely. Banks actually doing a phenomenal job on those older tires, able to hold Pointer off, stay in front of him.
5.
Oh, 95-77 Raikkonen.
36.
Spencer Dewsbury makes it through in third.
And Pointer's
out.
Pointer's out.
Brandon Banks is going to win the race. Pointer runs out of fuel on the last lap. Banks stays out on old tires, and somehow it works in his favor. Brandon Banks is going to win the race here at Homestead. Spencer Dewsbury needed a win, could not get it. He'll come across third. And Cody Riggs, or not, second. Cody Riggs come across third. I think for the first time this season, all the DBR guys are in the top 5. New Braun Schaefer run out your top 5. Pointer's still going to... Has Pointer crossed the line yet? No, yeah, okay. Pointer came across
in 8th place, so that should save him. Great run by Riggs. That's his second podium of the year.
Yeah, all DVR getting top 5, I think, for the first time this season. Solid run for those guys.
Oh, Banks, you had to put it in the wall.
Well,
now I can't take a good picture.
I have to get that front view.
Now I'm telling you. That or we'll just do a crossing the finish line. Mr. Points Man, start pointing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Penalty's out. Penalty's out.
They're
Pointer
working
in.
on it.
That's the only change. Karma. Oh, chat's spicy too. Wow. I didn't realize how spicy chat was getting. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Interviews. Waiting for Banks to join so we can pull him up. Come on, Mr. Banks. Well, I guess we'll start with third. We'll start with Cody Riggs if he undeafens. Cody, you there? What's going on, Cody?
What's going on, fellas? How we doing tonight?
Hey man, solid run to you there. P3 probably could have had the win had that one caution not came out and started all the green light checkers. Man, what a race, what a run for you. I know you're out, you got knocked out last round, but I know anytime you get a podium finish, it's a solid run. A solid night.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, it was a good run all night. First and foremost, I got to thank Adam. He gave us me some tips at the beginning of this race, and I wish he would have been around closer to the end so we could have used those together. Because, man, I just stayed disciplined all night, did exactly what he told me to do, and man, that guy there, he's a true teammate, and I appreciate everything he gave me before pre-race there.
All right, man. So the spiciness, it kicked up like crazy. I know you're in Discord with Pointer. I was gonna ask Pointer, but he ran out of fuel. I gotta ask, was him playing games with Dewsbury or holding him up? Was that more so he was worried if Dewsbury wanted to knock him out, or was it so you could catch him and get the win?
You know, I was about 3 seconds back from all that taking place. I know there was some situations between Pointer and Dewsbury, but it happened so far ahead of me. I was just I was minding my own and just I know I was catching Dewsbury, but he was still far enough ahead of me that I couldn't tell how. So I don't know. You guys probably know better than I do seeing it from the broadcast booth.
I just figured you were in chat with him. I didn't know if he was telling you. Because I looked at it two ways. I was like, he's either A, trying to get his teammate in the lead, or B, he's thinking if Dewsbury wins, he's out of the playoffs. I mean, either way, I said it in the broadcast, I'll say it again, I would have done the same thing. If my playoffs are on the line, if someone else wins, I'm going to hold them up, plain and simple.
That's a fair assumption. Honestly, I don't. Now that I'm out of the playoffs, I didn't really. The only thing I paid attention to is the neon green banners on the cars, and if those guys were having a run, I'd get the hell out of their way. But I've always tried to race in Relentless with you guys as respectfully as I can, and I'm not racing for that. As well as I was running tonight, I'm happy with that, and I was going to defend my position. But yeah, I don't know where those guys were at in points, so I can't speak to that myself.
All right, man. Congrats on your P3. Let's get your shout-outs in, and good luck next week. Next week's road course racing, right? Charlotte? Roval?
Yep.
Roval. Yep. Road course racing. Oh, that's always fun to broadcast. Well, you shout-outs, man.
Well, I appreciate you guys. This'll be my last race in Relentless.
What?
Yep. I'm breaking news to you probably right now, but I do want to thank all of you guys, admins, Tony, Matt, Isaac, Bobby, all you guys. You guys have been a hellacious admin group, and I do appreciate it. I need a little bit of a different scenery for a little bit. I think tonight's race kind of solidified that for me. As much green as we ran, I was able to save and really push the car to the front, like I know I can. This season hasn't really been indicative of that, but I want to thank all you guys for all you do in RRL and wish you all the best.
Oh, well, man, I'm going to miss you. I know me and you, we had some really fun battles this season, all season long. It was a blast race around you. Super clean, pain in the ass to get around, but it was it was fun racing. I'm pretty sure the feeling's mutual. I know I can become a pretty big mirror driver, but man, gonna miss you. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully at least stay in ARC and truck and show up every now and again. It'd be nice to broadcast for you, but
yeah, I'm not going too far. Going too far, and I'm definitely not leaving RRL.
I just want to say this publicly too before we let you go, Cody. I want to thank you for everything you've done for Ancient World Gaming and Exiled. You've been an exemplary driver for us, and doors always open for you if and when you want to come back, brother.
I will definitely keep that in mind. This is not goodbye. It's just maybe we'll see you later.
All right, man. Well, wish you luck in your future endeavors. I've always wanted to say that. And congrats once again.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right. Well, I will let one of you guys handle this next one because I have a feeling this next one's going to be spicy. It comes across P2, but we'll bring down our second place finisher, Mr. Spencer Dewsbury.
Hello.
What is going on, Spencer?
That was definitely a race of all time. It was definitely chaotic from start to finish. This is the first race where I actually prepped with clutching, and I was expecting it. I wasn't going to get caught out the third stage on a mile and a half where couldn't make it to the end because of fuel-related mishaps. Cleared through that. I understand there was a lot of drama in the back half of that race, and I owe a few people some apologies, namely Schaefer. I was really heated, and Bill in Discord was just. It was a tough moment, and I am willing to admit my faults when things go wrong, and that was definitely me not doing the right thing. If I do get a penalty for it, I will not protest it because, well, that's on me. But P2 for my guys over at Carrier Strike Group 8, our DCS group, and Hang 10 TV, Saltwater Hot Tub Conversions. All in all, it was a good night for the 7 crew.
Real quick, Spencer. We saw you come down pit road late.
Yes.
Was that?
I was running out of gas.
I was curious. Was that an auto
Yeah,
fuel issue, or
it
was
was an
that?
auto fuel issue. I made a judgment error when filling up. I forgot that. Like it was running very clean. I didn't think it was going to be an issue once everyone kind of got spread out. And I wanted a lightweight car with good rotation, so I took the gamble on it, and it somehow miraculously paid off. I was hoping it didn't even have to come to that. Sean, I don't know what he was doing on the end of that long green flag run. His line was something I've never seen before. It just seemed fishy to me, the way he was racing around me. But regardless, P2, I'll take that. I needed those points.
Yeah, man. You had to. You realized you're going to be short on fuel. You bit the bullet, came down pit road, got what you needed, and still able to get a top 2 finish. I call that a good
It
night.
paid off. I would agree.
All right, man. Well, you've been up here before. You know the routine. You get the shutouts.
Yep. Honestly, I don't have that many. Shenandoah Valley Racing, FedEx, Delary Group, Hang 10 TV, Carrier Strike Group 8, the guys I fly with on Saturday nights, they're always amazing. I have to change the decals on it because they changed their logo again. And I get another win sticker to put on the A pillar.
There you go. All right, man. Well, we'll get you out of here.
No
We'll
worries.
see how all the points shake out, and we'll see you next week. I expect you'll be a
Hopefully.
contender there.
Absolutely. You have yourself a good one, guys.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
Alright, so before we bring our race winner down, I forgot he was just ahead of Pointer in points. But Pointer, Dewsbury, and Penley, Broso out. Broso gets knocked all the way out, and he was pretty. No, he was below. Where was he at?
Yeah, he was up there.
Wow, 13 above, and he got knocked out.
Well, I mean, I think that just goes to tell you the stage points were a big deal, as well as getting caught up in that wreck. Didn't get the finishing position he wanted, but able to. Yeah, just a bad night overall.
That is insane. Well, we'll bring down our race winner, Brandon Banks. I don't know how the hell you did it. You were out there on way older tires. Even before Pointer ran out, you were still kind of holding him at bay, about 2 or 3 car lengths back, dude. But you come in here, get rid of your Bristol woes you had last week, get the win, and didn't need it really. You're 17 points above coming in, but you get the win done here tonight. Get yourself a bonus point going into next round. And what a race that was for you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. Like I said, I kind of felt like we were sitting duck there. I really didn't want to see that caution at the end of the race. I think I think we went in at the right time to take tires. That strategy with the Spencer and them. I mean, that's I didn't come in like around, God, what was it, like around lap 80 or something like that. I don't know what it was. It was they came in and I was leading and I just couldn't give up the track position at the time and just put them on a different fuel strategy as us. So I knew that was coming. So we just pretty much tried to short pit a little bit here and there and just tried to not lose so much time. And I think we managed it pretty good. I think I was going to get to them with about 3 to go, and I was just kind of managing the tires. I think we had them. But hey, I mean, it worked out. I really thought, I don't know what happened with Spencer. I guess he ran out of gas, and Sean ran out of gas,
Yep.
and
On the
Yeah,
floor.
I don't understand. Yeah, they both pitted at 125 and ran out of gas. I was like, what in the heck is going on? So, yeah, I mean, we saved enough tire there. I think we could have been competitive with them at the end. I don't know if we could have beat them. It's just the tires were such a big advantage. So, um, like I said, it worked out. We got lucky there, I guess, might as well say. But I feel like we had a pretty dominant car majority of the night. Just I really hate these fuel strategy, these runs, man. You guys put the tires so limited, which is great. I like that. But man, you get off cycle just a little bit. It's very hard to you know sometimes faster car don't win. But hey, like I said, it worked out for us tonight, and we'll take it, go into the next round, and we're not going to be very good next week, probably be mediocre.
Well,
And yeah,
Well,
I,
Matt,
I I will say I feel like your saving grace was that choose, right? You got to choose the outside
Oh,
line.
yeah.
Definitely worked out to your advantage. Got the outside line, able to pick your line going in, getting that nice jump. So,
Yeah.
man, I think that really helped you as far as the getting the lead, getting that clean air, and then there was chaos behind you. So definitely worked out in your favor. Congratulations on that. And yeah, you know the routine, man. Shout out to yours.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thanks to Talesman for sponsoring the league. You guys for doing everything you do. You and Bobby and Davey and Matt and everybody and Isaac for broadcasting tonight. Appreciate you guys. Do a great job. Um, shout out to DBR guys. I think we had 3 in the top 5 tonight. So
yeah.
good bounce back for Schaefer. Having that first lap spin. I don't know what he was doing.
Why did he go down pit
Um,
lane?
he had a black for speed jump in the start. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I think he was just distracted by it going into one and just completely lost it. I don't know what he's doing. So I think he had a win. He didn't care. I think he's trying to make it hard on himself. So give us all a chance. So but yeah, thanks to everybody that came out and watched us tonight. Paul's setup shop, Niggas Paint Shop, just all the guys DVR guys that we practice with every week to make us better. And like I said, we'll go next week and try to be mediocre and try not to put ourselves in a huge hole like we did. Well, we got lucky. We had some points, so wasn't such a big deal with Wrecking in Bristol. But it's gonna get a little tighter going into the last couple races here, and hopefully we can come out there with the top 10 next week. And I think we're gonna be good at Auto Club, so we'll see what we can do. Be fun.
All right, man. Once again, congrats, and good luck next week at the Roval.
All right, thanks, guys.
Yeah, I actually forgot about that. Not pointer. Brosto literally got taken out because he got his playoffs ended the same way mine did. Internet, just not his this time. It wasn't his internet; it was somebody else's. Dang, I don't know what's worse: your internet going out in the middle of a race or getting net coded by someone that's not even there. I don't know which way.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's always going to be there. There's no fix to it. I mean, it's unfortunate that it happens, but I don't feel like it'll ever be something that's non-existent.
That's like I would say getting taken out because someone's blinking is the equivalent of running over a big trash bag on track and blocking a radiator.
Absolutely, or blowing a tire out or whatever. You know, if in real life those things happen, they're out of your control. So is internet.
Yep. Well, guys, round of 12's over. We're down to 8 drivers coming starting next week to Roval. 3 playoff races left to go this week: Trucks, ARCA, and Cup. Those of you guys in the path of, I think Debbie is his name. I don't even know the name of it, and it's about to hit me. Y'all stay safe. Make sure y'all you're stocked up in case you lose power, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night for the truck race. I don't even know where the heck it's at. I should. It's at short track Phoenix.
Isaac, real quick before we sign off for the night, points have been officially updated all the way. Why don't we run that down real quick for everybody?
Give me uno momentos. All right, so points. Oh no, that's truck points. I was about to say Joey Burchett. I was like, what? I was like, he made it. All right, so Banks, Schaefer, Ludi, McCray, Collier. What a run he's having in these playoffs. Got another solid. Well, he was running solid, but ninth place here tonight. Man, he's having a solid run. Dewsbury, Nixon, Pointer. Are you guys in? Broso and Penley. I think Penley is the big shocker here. regular season champion, multiple runner-up finishes, and he is knocked out here in the round of 12 as we get ready to go into next week. And next round's going to be even trickier because you're going to have a road course mixed in, and those road course ringers like Dewsbury, I would say Schaefer. Schaefer's quick everywhere. Ludy's quick on road courses. I mean, those guys you got to watch out for going into next week. They can get that win next week and lock themselves in championship 4 and take away one of those spots from those fast guys.
Yeah, and with that being said, any of those Shenandoah Valley racing guys, they're going to be good on
Yes.
road courses. Cedric, missed the line by 2 points. He doesn't get in that wreck with the whole internet issue there. He makes it. Penley, 2 bad races, right? He got wrecked out in Bristol, ended up like 20-something laps down, had a bad wreck tonight. All things outside of his doing, as could be said with quite a few of these, guys that didn't make it in. But it is what it is. The guys that did make it through, congratulations. The 4 that got eliminated. I mean, you made it to the round of 12. There's nothing to hang your hat on there. I mean, this is a very competitive field, and we'll see what next season brings for these guys.
Well, y'all stay safe. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. If not tomorrow, next week when we go road course racing. See you then.